What's up, everybody? Trinity here. Welcome back to the Second Street Marvel for today's new comic book day reviews. I know I'm a few days late on getting this done, but we've got some great comic books to talk about this week, and we're going to start it right off with Aftershock Comics. We Live, Age of the Paladins, Black and White, issue number 1. I have absolutely enjoyed this series. Volume 1 was great. Getting into these two issues, going into these, I was like, do I need to go back and read We Live, the first volume? Like, I remember most of what was going on. You know, I kind of like to refresh. Well, I did not really do that. I did get a chance to read these books right here, and I have to tell you, they're absolutely great. Now, one of the things I know many people I seen asking were, do I need to read both of these issues? And the thing is, like, I guess you don't have to, but they aren't the same issue. They are both telling very different stories in the We Live universe, but they are happening at the same time. Getting into these books, each one of them is kind of telling the same story, just a lot at different times, just seeing kind of different perspectives. I got into it and I really, once again, felt the hopelessness as well as the hope in these two issues. They both kind of brought us back into that world of feelings with Tala and Hototo and all of the other people involved in this world and what they are doing to try to outlive what is going on here on the earth. I guess the destruction, if you will, or really just kind of the overtaking of the planet by these kind of modified monsters and beasts. Both of these issues did a really great job at bringing that same feeling back. I read the Black issue first, and this book, in case you guys don't know, is by Inaki and Roy Miranda. And Inaki Miranda is doing the art. Ava De La Cruz does the colors, and Dave Sharp is the letterer. I'll show you those names right there. You can see those names here for We Live, Age of the Paladins. Very great stuff, and you can see that that cover opens up here because what they've got is the cover, which is, you know, this nice big long wide sprawling, I don't know what you call these kind of covers where they open up like that, but it is a very, very nice book. And again, these are $4.99 issues, and the quality, you know, they got that cardstock cover, and then you get in here and the art is absolutely great. Inaki Miranda's art is really, really good. Ava De La Cruz doing just such a great job with the colors in this as well. And we obviously we can't forget the letterer. Letterers do plenty, a lot more than people probably think when it comes to the comic books. This one was absolutely great. Getting into the Black issue, you kind of see what's going on the planet in the megalopolises. Because they got like, what is it, like 9 or 10 of them? I can't remember how many different beacons that they had throughout the world. And you kind of see what they're doing. Now, the thing I like about this is it starts off bringing us back into with Tala and Hototo and what they are going through, and kind of their emotions and everything as they were going through like that first story arc that we read. And it was really great because, like, for me, reading the Black issue first and it's starting off that way, I was like, man, like, I didn't need to read it because it really brought me back into that. And then it takes and it brings you into this scene where you meet all of the heroes, all of the Palladions, which are these heroes that have like these suits. They're not even necessarily mech suits, but I mean, I guess they are. But the thing we find out is that these are basically just like Hototo was, they were kids, and we can see that kind of as they are there, kind of charging up and playing this game like thing that is getting them charged up in this like hub, right? And you kind of see people having discussions like, man, like, you can tell like they work well together, but you can tell all these people are still kids. They didn't really have time to grow up. And I think that's kind of what happened. Was I think they kind of got put into these older bodies and stuff. Like, I can't remember. That's why I said I got to go back and read the first series. But you kind of see what the cities are doing to kind of go out there and fight against these monsters and survive. We also learn that it's 6 years later from when we initially seen the first story arc, and we kind of see some of the ramifications of things that have gone on and what they are doing about going out there and fighting these monsters and trying to save humanity. And like I said, we got some great art here from Inaki Miranda here, man. Just really, really great stuff. The black issue was really, really good. I'm kind of glad that I started off with the black issue, because like I said, that opening scene after you get past that first page, it really brought me back to that, like, oh yeah, man, I remember these kids and what they were going through to get Hototo, the little boy, off of the planet, because these people were promising to take all the kids in the world and take them off to safety and start a new planet on a habitable planet that wasn't about to come to its destruction. And then obviously you had these people who were like traffickers who were taking these kids and trying to cut off their arms to get the little bracelets and everything that get them onto these ships. So just, I don't know, very, very interesting stuff here. Now, getting into the white issue, this one as well has the thing where it opens up. I don't know what they call these. I don't know what I can't think of the technical term right now. This one right here, I don't feel like it kind of opens in the scene in a current time, and it doesn't quite bring back that hopelessness. So I'm glad I'm started with the black issue. But getting in here, we actually get a little bit more of the personal stories of the characters involved with everything going on, and kind of where they are in their, not even in their stage of life, but where they are kind of in the world. It kind of sets the status quo for a lot of people's feelings and emotions, and just kind of a little bit more of those things, a little bit more of the background stuff that we didn't necessarily get in the black issue. They released both of these issues at once, both of them $4.99. So yes, you paid $10 to get the first two issues. They delivered on this. Roy and Inaki Miranda doing an absolutely great job with this series, and I absolutely love this one. Definitely one I recommend checking out. Let me know down in the comments below if you have read We Live, and if you've had a chance to read We Live, Age of the Paladins, and what you thought about it down in the comments below. Ablaze Publishing this week came out with the Cimmerian Hour of the Dragon. This is issue number 1, and what is probably going to be a 2, maybe 3 issue mini-series. I think they did that in one of them. Didn't they go 2 issues instead of 3? Like they normally do 3 issue series. I don't know. But I got this very beautiful cover here from Lyrics. This was a nice one. They actually had a Dan Panosian cover as well. That was the A cover. That was a pretty nice one as well. I don't know. We'll see if I go back and pick that one up. But the thing I like about Ablaze's The Cimmerian is they take from the original Robert E. Howard scripts, and they put those scripts in the book, so you can see how it actually maybe respects the source material of what they're doing here. Now this one, the writer was Julian Blondell, and adapted from the work of Robert E. Howard. And the artist is Valentin Seacher, and lettered by Desi Cienti, who has seemed to do most of the lettering on this series. And you can see the variant cover artists on here as well. And I will show you some of the art there in this book there on the first page. And I think the art in this particular series in this particular issue was really, really good. And like I said, they switch artists and writers every single little arc that they do, and I like that because you kind of get a different feels of all of these different stories, and then you kind of get different artists out there as well. And this one I really liked. It kind of almost reminded me of that art that Thomas Giorello did on in Odin's Eye. But I thought this first one issue was pretty good, as we see the Cimmerian, obviously they're going to fight, and then he ends up getting taken captive by Zaltotin. I don't know, he's the Python. Emperor Zaltotin of Python. And I was like, is this the one from the, like, I haven't watched the Conan movies in so long, since I was a kid. So I wasn't for sure if this was this one based on like that? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. I'll tell you one thing. I thought this issue was pretty good. Like I said, I've enjoyed these Cimmerian tales. Now, they read a little bit differently than a lot of other comic books because they are really kind of pulling from the script and maybe stripping some of it down, but really holding true to those scripts. And so sometimes they get a little bit dense in the reading. Almost reminds me of like one of the older school comic books that you get into, like some of the older Marvel books. I don't know, because I haven't really read a whole lot of older DC books. But you get in there and they'll be wordy, but there's a lot of cool stuff going on in what you're reading. But let me know down in the comments below if you have been reading the Cimmerian and what you thought of Hour of the Dragon. Hit me. Issue number 1 of 5, and I got both of these covers right here. The first cover, this is the A cover. This cover was done by Jeff DeCall. This one right here is the Mike Diodato Jr. cover. He does a lot of their covers as well, and you can see Kingpin's in this one. We got Kingpin in here. Look, that's Kingpin. Look, is that Robert Forster too? Is that Robert Forster? Tell me that's a. Is it? It looks like Robert Forster, and I couldn't remember right here. This guy, I was like, I don't know. It almost looks like Brolin. This series right here kicks off, and let me talk about the art. I love Priscilla Petrati's art. Her style just is something that I like. And then obviously with Marco Lesko coming in here doing the colors. Now this is the same team that did Chariot with Brian Edward Hill. I want to say it was last year. It might have been 2 years ago, which actually got optioned. And I think it's going to be a show. Did it get optioned by HBO? Maybe, I can't remember. But it is. So this one is this story about this I guess you could say basically like a sex worker, not much different, who basically gets paid to get beat up by her clients. Has however much she charges for punches, slaps, just different body parts, different things that she goes out there, and these people pay to beat her. And and you can see, like, obviously it's something that she's into and all that stuff as well. Like, hey, whatever kink you're into, hey, I'm not gonna shame you. I'm not gonna you do whatever you want. But getting in here, man, the art here from the art team, really great stuff. Love the art in this story. Again, when I got into it, I was like, you could tell this is really one of those books that's going to be talking about like sex workers and stuff like that. And they kind of go into that. The writer does getting into the back of the book. They have a little letter from the writer. I went ahead and actually read this one as well. But very, very good stuff. Interesting. I'm interested to see where this is going to go, especially considering what we got here in the first issue, where we see that she goes out on the job. She has somebody there who protects her, kind of her bouncer, if you will, her guard that is there in case client starts to do, not what they paid for, or is going over the line of what, her boundaries of what she wants to do. And very, very interesting getting into this one, because, as she goes out on a job, something goes wrong. Somebody ends up getting killed, and she becomes a suspect. There's going to be somebody out to get her for sure, because there's a little bit more than that going on in this book. I really thought issue number 1 was good. Definitely not going to be a book that's for everybody, but hey, what comic book is for everybody, right? I thought it was pretty good. Let me know if you've read Hit Me and what you think about it down in the comments below. Primos, issue number 3. This book being written by Al Madrigal. It's got art by Carlo Barberi and colored by Brian Reber, and world design is the letterer. I'll show you those names right there. You can see this is written by Al Madrigal and Felipe Flores. And the thing that I like about this book is, I was talking about this in my video the other day, is it really reminds me of, my cousins back home, and then just some of the other friends and everything that I knew back home, where I grew up in the Midwest. I mean, there was pretty much there was really a large Hispanic community there. And just seeing kind of these situations, the way people act and talk and everything in their families, like, it really kind of reminded me of that. Where you got this kid who you're like, is this kid, like, should this kid be doing what he's doing? It looks like he's drinking, going to parties, smoking weed, probably got past some other kind of drugs, and he seems kind of young, and and I'm like, well, yeah, it sounds Sounds like a lot of the stuff I went through back home, but some of the people and things like that knew what it is, and so like, hey, I get it, but you see, this kid who is kind of having to go out there and round up some cousins of his that he didn't know, his primos, to go out there and fight against these kind of brothers, kind of went Cain and Abel, and back in the day, these I believe they were Mayans, and they return to current day Earth and like, hey, we're all our people. What's going on? And so they decide to wage war on the Earth. Well, the one of them did after he supposedly killed his brother. And so you see here what's going on is that they're obviously being tracked down. They have like these amulets, just different things that give them these powers. And you can see them trying to, just starting to battle the Earth. And altogether, man, I've really enjoyed this series through the first couple of issues. It's kind of silly. It's kind of slapsticky. It doesn't it's not too serious. Like, imagine if you went and told some 16, 17-year-old Mexican kid down in the barrio that he's got to go and get his cousins that he don't even know exist, and and bring them together to all fight and help save the world from these people who plan to bring it to destruction. I don't know. I thought it's been pretty good. They've even got this the Spanish edition as well. I've been picking these up because obviously, being in Spanish and then having in English, they have parts in here where they're cursing, and I've been getting the Spanish ones too because I'm like, are the curse words that they're saying the ones I think they are? And so far, I've been right on all of them. So let me know down in the comments below if you have read Primos and what you think about it. Apache Delivery Service, artist Tyler and Hillary Jenkins are on the art and colors. Very good stuff out of this book where we see it's kind of back in, I believe this is Vietnam era. Let's see who's the letterer. The letterer, colors, letterer. Oh, it's probably, okay, Tyler Jenkins did the letters too. But you see this guy who is, he's not even Apache. They just call him that because of the kind of the reputation that they did, the government back in, what was that, World War II, they were using them to track, or was it using them to track the bad guys and everything? It might have been World War I forgive me, please, or feel free to beat me up down in the comments below. But you see him going out, and he ends up getting taken, kind of asked to go AWOL, if you will, from his service there in the military to go out and seek some treasure with this other man. They come upon this village where they are actually guarding this treasure, all of these women. And just getting in here, it's just been so, it's been great. And of course, it's Matt Kint's writing. Matt Kindt he does some really good books in the writing in them. And then you get in here and see the art of Tyler and Hillary Jenkins. Is just really, really good stuff. And makes for this kind of dark, kind of eerie feeling, wartime kind of story. And it's good. It's almost hard to say all the things that quantify this as really great, because there's just so much going on here that I like about it. I mean, like I said, from the art to the writing to just how it's doing the little story as it's unfolding. Really good stuff. But let me know down in the comments below if you've been reading Apache Delivery Service. We've only got one issue left in the series. Radiant Red, issue number 1. I could be wrong, but I believe this is a mini series, the Radiant Red, where we are getting here into and learning a little bit more about the Red character that we met in the Radiant Black series. This is interconnected with all of that series, everything they've got going on over there. Now, this book is written by Cherish Chen. It's got David LaFuente is the artist, and the colorist is Miguel Muerto, and lettered by Diego Sanchez. There's also a backup story in here as well. I'll show you those names right there. I've got some questions on this one, right? Okay, now we've seen in the Radiant Black series, the Radiant Red here kind of looked a little bit younger and everything, but this one, I'm kind of confused. We get in here and you see the art and you see this right here, and you're like, this looks like a little girl. A little girl who's probably even younger than my oldest daughter, who's not even a teenager yet. And you see her in here, and you see some of this stuff. She's talking with this guy. You know, she's been going out and robbing banks, and like, look how little she is. She looks all like frustrated. Like, it looks like a little kid. She's actually an adult who is teaching 8th graders in middle school. And you see her sister here, who looks like a little kid too. They both look very, very, like, I don't know, 10, 11-ish. And like it's kind of confusing on the art there. Like, the art's good and everything, like, but it's kind of confusing to me because I'm like, are they, like, you can show people looking young without them making them look like little kids, or I don't know. I don't know. But we get here into the world of Radiant Red and exactly why she's doing what she's doing, and kind of learning a little bit more about this character and her situation, and with her fiance, it turns out, and they're they're planning on moving. She wants to go to Japan and do some traveling, and just she can't though. You know why? Because there's somebody out there who knows that she is Radiant Red. I thought this book was pretty good. The art was good in it too. I just think the character models for the girls in here look like, I'm like, are these little kids? Like, then you see like especially like the panel I showed you, like the girl, like the guy in the background was her fiance or boyfriend, and she looks like this and he looks like, I don't know. But anyway, I thought it was a pretty good series, and I believe this one is a mini series that is going to be probably like 5-6 issues. And I don't know. I guess we'll see how it is. I'll probably get all 5 of these ones. But let me know down in the comments below if you've read Radiant Red and what you thought about it. Human Remains, issue number 6. This series has been really good. I've quite enjoyed this one, written by Peter Milligan. The art, Sally Cantorino with Derba Kelly doing Derbla Kelly doing colors and world design, doing the lettering. I'll show you those names right there. I dig Sally Cantorino's very indie style of art, and it very much has that Vault Comics feel to it. I'm also glad to see the Vault Comics, like this one's got the paper quality. Like last week they did The Last Book You'll Ever Read, and the paper quality, they must have had a different printer on that one. It was all shiny pages and everything, and I missed that smell and that feel of these Vault pages. I'm telling you, like, if you like Vault Comics, you have been spoiled by the great paper quality, the ink quality, and everything of these books, the pages, the feel. You've been spoiled, because I'm telling you, when that last book you ever read, like I was like, oh man, come on, man, like what is these? It wasn't quite as bad as a Marvel book, but the shiny pages and the glossy just didn't do it for me. It didn't do it for me. But I like Sally Cantorino's art in this book. Just her art has that very Vault feel, and I like it. And what she's doing with the characters and everything in here, it's just really, really good stuff. Now the writing here, Peter Milligan doing this great storytelling about these monsters who basically come and eat humans. They attack out of nowhere, attack out of these portals by people who are showing emotion. So you're not really allowed to be happy, to be sad, to express any emotions. You just basically got to be me the whole time. You get in here and you get into this world and you meet these characters and exactly what's going on with these monsters and how they're trying to overcome them. And then in this one, we kind of we've seen glimpses of it, but we finally get into this community in which these monsters aren't coming through these portals and killing anybody, but they do still have the monster problem, just not with the killings. So we see that kind of going on in this book, and I've really enjoyed this series, man. Peter Milligan doing a great job just writing this book, and reading it has been a good and good fun time. I think I missed issue number 1. But I did think that this series, oh no, not issue number 2. I think I missed issue number 2. I've really enjoyed this series overall, and again, picking up these covers by Joshua Hickson as well. Like Joshua Hickson's art once again has that very Vault feel to his art as well. But let me know down in the comments below if you have been reading Human Remains and what you think about it. I want to know all your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for being here today. If you're not already, please make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell and all of that good stuff. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Give it a thumbs down if you don't. It's okay. You're not gonna hurt my feelings, but let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.